So let's see about a general ledger module. Okay. So let us understand, what do you mean by general ledger module? Why I required a general ledger module for my company? So if you like, there are some modules depends upon the client requirement whether you wanted to use it or not, that we can take a decision, depends upon the client requirement. But without client requirement, we have to decide that general ledger module is required for every company, because all the primary basic configurations will be available in this particular module. What is a chart of accounts? What is a calendar? What is the exchange rate we are using for a company? What are the currencies we are using? What is the entry ledger account? What is the debit account? What is a credit account? Everything we have to maintain in the general ledger module. So these are the basic for any kind of transaction posting. So that is why without client requirement also, we have to have these steps as a primary and mandatory steps. So let us understand one more thing here. General ledger module is very much important to record your financial information of a company. So which account you are debiting, which account you are crediting. So these kind of information will be maintaining in the general ledger module. So it is required to maintain the financial information of the company, and we need to specify which account is debiting and which account is crediting. Okay, so these all information we are going to discuss in this particular module. Okay, so this is completely related to entry posting. What is a debit entry? What is a credit entry? What are the financial information of a company? Everything we are going to store it in a general ledger module. Okay, now the first step which is required in a general ledger module is the step 1 is a create chart of accounts. What do you mean by chart of accounts? Okay, so very important from the interview point of view also, they may ask you the question, what is a chart of accounts? What is a main account and all? So please try to understand. Chart of account is nothing but it is required to maintain the financial information of the legal entity. So any kind of transactions which we are recording in the system, that will be required to see the financial information of a company. That is why chart of accounts is required. So it is required to know the financial information of the legal entity. What do you mean by financial information? As I told you, when I start a business, my main motive is that I need to get a profit whenever I started a business. Okay, so how can I get a profit? I need to analyze, right? So every month I am purchasing and I am doing a sales. So whenever I'm purchasing, my purchases value should be less than your sale value. Okay, then only I can say it is a profit. I purchased for 15,000 and I sold it for 25,000. What is the difference? It is a 10,000 of profit I got it. So these kind of calculations, when can I do it? If I have all the related information in my ERP product, so that I can evaluate and I can find out how much my purchases, how much my sales, and what is the difference, and the profit I can say it is a 10,000. This is called as a financial information of the legal entity. Hope it is clear. So the chart of account is very much required for every company to know the financial information of the company. Now, let's try to create the step 1 in the system. So let me go to the main form of the application. Okay, so just click on the finance and operations button here so that you will go to the main front page of your application. So this is a front page. I think this is having a different company selected. So let us select our company code. Hope you remembered our company code, MT01, right? This is our company code. You should remember your company code. First of all, whenever you log into the application, you should see which company you are there. Okay, are you doing it in your company or in other company? So that you need to remember. Okay. Now, if I click here, I can see the module section here. Click on modules. Come down. Where is the general? This is the general ledger module. Okay. Click on general ledger module. Just collapse all. Okay. Until you get hands-on experience, please try to go with the collapse all so that all options will be closed and open one by one if it is required. Okay. General ledger module. Here there is an option called as a chart of accounts. Click on chart of accounts. Under that there is an account section, accounts, the chart of accounts. Okay, the path is general ledger, chart of accounts, accounts, main accounts. Maybe if you are writing a notes, you can keep a path like this: general ledger, chart of accounts. This is a normal practice people will do. Main account, under that chart of accounts. Okay, you can use this kind of symbol, or if you don't want that symbol, you can give this symbol also. When you are preparing a documentation in a company, you should use this kind of symbol. Not only this symbol, previously I showed that, right? Other symbol also you can use it. So this is how you need to maintain the navigation path. Yes. Click on the chart of accounts. Now, here, since it is a demo environment, I can see multiple chart of accounts listed here. Please ignore about that. Please ignore about a dummy data. Now, click new. Create a new chart of accounts for your company. Click new. So, give any name. Okay, you can mention any name of your chart of accounts. Here, I am going to give my company name as a chart of accounts name. Okay, same name I'm giving. If you wanted to maintain different names, please maintain it. Okay. MT01. Okay. Same. That's all. Very simple creation of chart of accounts. MT01 and description and save it. That's all. This is a chart of accounts creation. Now, hope it is clear. The second step, let's try to learn the second step. Create main accounts. Can anyone tell me what is a main accounts? Any idea? Okay. So, main account is nothing but It is a ledger account, very much important. Please try to understand. Here there is some small logic will be there. People will get so much of confusion here itself. So ledger, main account is nothing but some kind of ledger account. Okay, what is a ledger account again? So for example, I have in my session, I have two people who is having the same name, Shiva, and there is another Shiva also. Their initials also same. Then how can I differentiate this Shiva K and the second Shiva K? Do I have any other identification available? Of course no. Almost they are studied in the same college, they belongs to the same place, everything is same. Then how can I differentiate them? Okay. In the accounting point of view also, it is very difficult to differentiate these two people. That is why whenever I am having a name, I will be having a name, but as a accounting person, I should have the unique number for each person. That is called as a ledger account. So now for Shiva K, I will tell this is your 1 lakh, 1 lakh number. For this Shiva, I will give 1 lakh 1. When I am trying to do some kind of transactions by using a Shiva, I will not mention the name. I will only mention the ledger account number, so that entry will be recording in this particular ledger account only. So with the number only I can identify. In our accounting terminology, the namings will not be helpful for me. I need to have some account with the numeric digit to find out a unique identification. So that is why I need to have a main accounts in the system. Main account is nothing but it is a ledger account which will be help to post the transactions of your debit or credit entries. Okay. So as a high level, I understood something called as a some account is required to post a transaction. That is what I have understood by this definition. Yes, clear. Now, what do you mean by debit and credit? Most of the people already knows about debit and credit, but let's quickly talk about what is debit and credit also. In our accounting, basic of accounting will say that double accounting system, double accounting entry system, right? That means whatever amount you are posting in a one account, the same account should reflect in a another account in a, if it is in a left hand side, one account is debit, one account is having a left hand balance, the other account should have a right hand balance. Both hands should get matched. That is called as a double accounting system. My left hand is having 100 rupees in my hand, and my right hand also should have 100 rupees. Then only I can say my entry is balanced. So whenever if you wanted to say some entry is getting balanced, you have to remember your debit means debit is your left hand, credit is your right hand. Both should get matched. That is called as a matching. So in our accounting, you have to remember always debit should equal to credit. In any case, if debit is not equal to credit, then the entry is having some issue. So whenever I say debit is 1000, obviously credit should also be 1000. If it is having 100, is it matching? No. Then where that 900 is available? Are you posting in another hand of another account of 900? credit? Yes, of course. Maybe you can split the 1,000 and multiple ways you can split it and you can post it into a credit. But obviously, as a final output, what is required? Debit is 1,000 and my credit should be also 1,000. That is the accounting formula. So debit always should equal to credit. Yes. Now we understood about the main accounts, debit, credit. Now let's talk about some kind of word terminology in our accounts. Hope most of the people knows assets, liability, profit accounts, loss accounts, revenue account, profit or revenue, anything, both are same, income accounts, etc. Account types, these all will be calling as a account types. The nature of the maybe for example, let me take a laptop. What is the laptop account type? What is the nature of this laptop? If I sell a laptop, I will get money or not? Of course, I will get a money. So that means I am getting some money. That is called as a asset for me. So I have a land, I have a building, I have a furniture, uh, I have a electronics, everything. When I sell this kind of products, I will be getting some money out of that. That is called as a assets. Asset. Liability. What do you mean by liability? Liability is nothing but I have to pay money to someone else. I have taken some 20,000 rupees from Shiva and I have to repay that money in the next month. So that means Shiva is a creditor for me. I need to make a payment to him. That is why he is a liability for me. So some kind of liability. The main account is nothing but it is a ledger account. In the ledger account, I should have different main account types. Different main account types are there: asset, liability, uh, expense, revenue. Revenue, etc. So you can categorize into multiple ways, like you can differentiate still more by saying that profit accounts, loss accounts, deferred income accounts, deferred revenue accounts, differentiate multiple, but I am only segregating my all accounts into four ways. One is assets, second one is liability, third one is expense, fourth one is a revenue. I wanted to segregate. Now I have segregated into four ways. For each category, I need to specify some number. When I talk about assets in the system, I need to give some space for them. What is the space? I need to give some uh, number for this. Either you can give 4-digit number or 6-digit number, that is fine. I'm giving 1 lakh to 1,99,000. This whole, whatever the gap from 1 lakh to 1,99,000, whatever the gap, almost 1 lakh gap is there, that all will be covered with the asset accounts. You can create 1 lakh accounts in this space only. So this is a starting number, this is a ending number I am specifying. In between, you can create your main accounts. You can create your asset accounts. What kind of asset accounts? Some furniture account, some land account, building account, any kind of asset accounts you can create it. Now I will talk about a liability now. For liability also I need to provide some number. I'm giving, see, this is my wish. I'm giving a 2 lakhs. If you wanted to give only 2,000, please give it 2,000 only. 2,99,000. This is the liability. For expense, I'm giving a 3 series. I wanted to segregate, right? That is why I'm giving different numbers so that everything will be and will not be mixed up. Revenue 4 lakhs. Okay. So these are the 4 types I have selected and I have given a numbering also. Okay. So in the real time, few people will use a 6 digits as a numbering, or few companies will use a 4 digits. Maybe 1000 they can use, or 1 lakh they can use, any number they can use. It's not it is like it it's not so mandatory that you should follow this format only. Few people will follow what kind of number, 11 11 02, some number. It's up to their wish, they can follow any number, but you should have some kind of unique format. Okay, so once you follow the same format, it should be in a continuous mode. If I use a 1 lakh, 1 lakh 1, 1 lakh 2, 1 lakh 3, like that I can go with the continuous format. So I can create multiple accounts in this gap. So that is the one which we are going to do it now. So let's create a main accounts in the system. Hope you have created a chart of accounts, right? In the same section, you can link your main accounts to chart of account. All your main accounts should link to chart of accounts. You have to create a main account here only. See, this is my chart of accounts. Here there is an option called as a main account. Click new. Now, if I click new, there is another form which is getting open. Just click new here. Okay, already it is available. Now, tell me first number. I will create one by one. Few accounts I will create. And whenever the scenarios comes and all, we'll try to create other accounts also. But try to learn how to create a main account. So 1 lakh is the first account for me. It is an asset account, right? 1 lakh, yes. What is the asset? Cash account. Is cash is an asset or not? Of course, it is a asset only. So let's take it as a cash account. Means whenever I select a number 1 lakh, that means it is belongs to cash account. Now, as I told you, what is the account type here? Please drop down it here and you can find the list of account types are there. There are 10 main account types are available. One is a profit and loss, revenue, expense, balance sheet, asset, liability, equity, total, reporting, common. So if you are very sure it is asset, please select asset. If you are not sure, then select a balance sheet. You know, balance sheet is a combination of asset and liability. That is why I'm telling, if you are not sure what is the account type, then select a balance sheet only. If you are very sure it is asset account, please select a asset. Save it. That's all. That's all about account creation. There are some other fields also I will discuss bit later. So hope it is clear. Now let me create another account also. Okay, bank account also is a asset account for me. I will take another, click new. Can anyone help me? What is the number I can give it here? This I need to give manually. It is asset account. What? Since I told you it is a sequence, I am going to create it for assets, right? That's why. So already 1 lakh used. After that, what is the number I need to use? 1 lakh 1. Okay, what is the account? Bank account. This is also asset. If you are very sure it is asset, please select. If you are not sure, balance sheet also can be selected. Balance sheet is a combination of asset and liability. Profit or loss is a combination of your revenue and expense. Okay, if you are very sure this is a revenue account, please select a revenue account. Otherwise, select a profit or loss account. That's all. These are the 3 mandatory: number, name, main account type. That's all. Now I created a 2 accounts. Let me create a liability account also. This total one I will create it later. So let me create a liability account, expense account, revenue account. One account I will create it here. So tell me what is any liability account name. Can anyone help me? What is a liability account? Any name of the liability account? If you are not sure, I was about to show you, you can search it and you can give me list of liability accounts in a Google, so that you will get a list of liability accounts and you can create it here. So tell me, what is the main account number I have to use it here for liability? This is a starting number. Okay, it's a liability. Save it. Okay, so tell me another account also under liability. Let's create another account also. Number is, okay, interest payable. I need to make a pay interest, so that is why it is a liability for me. My money is going out, that's why liability. You can give any names and all, that's okay. Now, okay, I'm done with the liability also. Let's create a next session. What is that? Expense. Expense is a 3 lakhs, right? So now let me create can anyone tell me what are the expense accounts? Rent account is expense for me because I need to make a payment. Save it. Let's create another account also. Water bill. In our accounts, every account has to be created because we have to mention under that account only whatever amount we are posting. That is why each and every account should be recorded. That is why I have given so much of space for each account. See, for assets I have given 1 lakh gap, for liability also 1 lakh gap, because maybe in my company I may have 50,000 of asset accounts, right? That is why I have given that much of gap. Expense. Fine. So we created 2 expense accounts. Now let's create a, what is the next one? Revenue. Dividend received. Dividend is nothing but whenever you have deposited some kind of money into shares and all, companies will pay some money to you, right? That is called as a dividend. So dividend receivable is a revenue for me. Receivable. It's a revenue. For time being, I'm just stopping creation of only few ledger accounts. If you wanted to create multiple main accounts, please take it as a USMF company as a reference. In USMF company, you will be having so many ledger accounts. You can see the name of that ledger account. See, this is the one. Where is that shade one? See, this is a company for a USMF, and they will be having multiple accounts. See, bank account, petty cash, safe drop, bank drop, deposit cash, deposit check, and all. N number of accounts are available. If you wanted to take the names from here and create it in your company, of course you can create it in the similar way. Just click new, enter a number, enter a name, enter a main account type. These are the 3 important fields to create a main account. Hope that is clear. Now let's create a totals also. Now, where is my, click new. Okay, I have created only accounts. Now I'm going to create a total 1,99,000, 2,99,000 and all. So let's see, click new. Okay, 1,99,000. The name is asset total. Here, whenever it is a total account, you should select a main account type as a total. If you see, this button is disabled, right? Now if I select a total, this button will get enabled. Here I need to mention from which account to which account I need to club. What is the total? What do you mean by total? If I say total, you have to add from A to C, A, B, C. You have to add like that. I have to specify from which value to which value I need to add up. From 1 lakh to 1,99,000. Save. This is the asset total combination. In this gap, any ledger account is there, every account will be adding to this particular total account and it will show the sum of your assets.